today's video, I'm going to share with you how to go from zero to weighted pull-ups and dips, and I'll share a case study of one of my clients. So, where to start? Gym or park? I'd say gym. And this is because in the gym you have more variety, you have machines that will help you build the base strength for you to do your first pull-up. And you will commit less mistakes because machines are easier to do than going to the park, trying to do your pull ups or rows on the bar, which for most people is very hard to begin with. In the gym, it's very easy to do progressive overload because you just have to add more weight, more reps, or more sets. In this case, adding more weight is the best thing you can do because you want to build the base strength and develop your muscles so you can do your first few pull-ups. There is more variety because you have more machines. You have lat pull downs, low rows, chest press, shoulder press, triceps, biceps. All of these machines, all of these exercises will help you get your first pull-up or dip faster than just going to the park, trying to do negative pull-ups, trying to do banded pull-ups that sometimes most people cannot even do 5 pull-ups with bands, which in the beginning can be hard and their technique is off and they don't have this body awareness to start doing their pull-ups or even rows, which you need some body awareness, some technique to do your first rows. Meanwhile, in the gym, in the machines, it's easier to do. You don't have to pay that much attention on the form. Of course, you need to do a good form, but it's easier to start, it's easier to perform compared to going to the park and do pure calisthenics. And eventually, if you want to do weighted pull ups, weighted dips, street lifting, you'll go to the gym. So it's better to start off in the gym. When you build your base, you can do your first pull ups, then you can go to the park and do some pure calisthenics workout. So it's better to start at the gym, it will make your progress faster. By the way, guys, if you want to learn the muscle up, you need help with your calisthenics movements, with street lifting, powerlifting movements, get stronger, get a better physique, you can schedule a call down below and see how I can help you. Now, you've built some base strength and now you can do some banded pull-ups and you will build enough strength to do some dips, for example, 5 dips. And you can see here and say, why banded pull-ups and get strong enough that you can do 5 dips? It is because I don't like to do dips with bands or do negative work on the pull-ups or in the bands. This is what I'm saying is what I applied to my client, and he went from doing barely 3 pull-ups with a resistance band of 20 kgs to doing 1 rep with 30 kgs. The reason why I don't like dips with bands is because it is hard to set up. When you go over the band, you kind of lose balance, it starts shaking, and when you do the dip, when you go down, it just pushes back with a lot of force and it's hard to control, and also it makes the hardest part of the movement the easiest, which I don't think is a good thing. Negatives is super boring to do. You have to do a bunch of sets, bunch of reps, and it's super boring. And I think there's a better way to do it. I think there's a less boring way to do it, a more effective way to do it, which is, for example, doing chest press, bench press, getting stronger at the push-up, get your triceps stronger, overhead press, all of that you can do in the gym. Or even in the park, you can do some exercise that will help you get your first dips. And usually getting your first dips is easier and faster than getting your first pull-ups. At least in the case of my clients, they always get their first dips faster than their first pull-ups. So now, pull-ups, banded pull-ups. What are you gonna do? You have to do the movement 2 to 3 times a week. It is best if you do 3 times, 9 to 10 sets a week of pull-ups and dips. How to progress? You're gonna increase every week till you reach 10 reps. So you'll pick a resistance band that you can do a maximum of 6 reps, 7, and every week you're gonna add one more rep. Even in a single week, you can do one more rep in the next session. Sometimes this can happen and you learn the technique, you have this whoa moment, I know how to do the movement, and the reps will go up. And always keep doing a secondary movement. It can be lat pull downs, a sort of row. All of this will help you get your first pull up faster. The secondary movement will be crucial. Even isolation in the biceps will be crucial for you to get your first bodyweight pull-ups. In the case of my client, this is what we did. We picked a band that he could do 6 reps, and we increased the reps till he got to 10 reps, and then we used a lighter band, which was I think 15, and this is after building that base strength with lat pull downs, row machines, and biceps. Before that, it could even do 3 reps with banded pull-ups with a resistance of 20 kgs. So we did that 15 kg resistance band, and then eventually we moved to body weight. And also this applies to the dips. And also this applies to the dips. Do 3 times a week, 9-10 sets, increase the reps little by little. But this is when you get your first 5 dips. And every week try to get 6, 7, 8, 10, and then you'll move to weighted. So let me show you here my client first 3 months transformation. So this is his transformation. The first day, he did barely 3 pull-ups with a resistance band of 20 kgs. And this is 2.5 months, 3 months after. He's doing hazy pull-ups with 5 kgs attached to his body. And this is what we did. We started with the bands, we did all this process that I've just explained, and then when he mastered the banded pull-ups, we started working to get his first bodyweight pull-ups. So you've worked with the banded pull-ups and you've unlocked your first bodyweight pull-ups and your dips. And how do you get to weighted? First of all, get at least 10 body weight pull-ups clean to build enough strength, to have enough practice to refine the technique, and to have this body awareness of the movement. How do you get your first 10 pull-ups? The system is the same. You will increase the reps 1 by 1, 2 by 2 every week. And the thing is, you have to do at least 3 sets of 10. Not 1 set of 10, then the second set 8, and the third set 7. You have to do 10, 10, 10. This is what I do with my clients. This is what I apply with my clients. For you, it could work in other ways. I'm just sharing the experience of my clients. You keep doing the secondary movement, you keep doing the isolation, you keep the frequency high, and 9 to 12 sets a week, it's the hot spot for a good progress. And of course, you're not gonna do 10 sets a week of high intensity, high volume workouts. For example, the first day is the most intense. You do 3 sets of 8. Second day, 3 sets of 5. A third day, 3 sets of 7. Something like that. Okay, now you've got your first 10 clean pull-ups and dips. So what are you gonna do now? You're gonna pick a weight that the maximum you can do is 7-8 reps, okay? And you're only gonna do 6 reps with that weight. And why is this? Because for strength gains, it's best if you don't go to failure every training session, every week, because for the best progress, you need to be fresh. You don't want to get your nervous system to its maximum or always go to failure, because this will not help you with developing the most strength, or it is not sustainable in the long run. So you're gonna pick a weight that you do maximum 8 reps, and you're only gonna do 6 reps. You're gonna start with 6 reps and start adding weight. 2 to 5 kgs, RAR, 2 to 3 reps in reserve. This is what it means, RAR, 2 to 3. Like I said, you pick a weight that you do maximum 8 reps and you only do 6, 2 reps in reserve. And you're gonna increase the weight every single week, not the reps. You want to get stronger, so you want to increase the weight. And you increase the weight by 1 kg to 5 kgs every week. Always keep doing the secondary movement. This, like I said before, it is very helpful for you to develop that strength, mainly because you are a beginner. You want to have that practice, want to build that muscle, that strength, etc., etc. And sometimes we would max out. Every now and then, we'd see how many reps he or she could do with a certain weight. For example, we do 6 reps with 10 kgs, and then a week after, 2 weeks after, or in the end of the week, we'd say, this session, let's try to do as many reps as possible with 10 kgs. And this also would allow me to see where this person is, his level. For example, he did 12 reps. I'd say, okay, I can increase the weight by 2 kgs, by 5 kgs instead of 1 kg, because you don't also want to be undershooting, being under training, because this is not good for progress. So let me share you this client's progress. So this is 20 kgs. This is 20 kgs that he did for 3 reps, I guess. The form is not the best here because he doesn't have the belt to have the best performance. As you can see here, his arms are not fully bent, but also if he did that, his feet would touch the floor, and he has the weight attached to his ankles, which is not the optimal. And I think with a belt, he could do way more reps, like way more reps, and the form would be cleaner. Also, this person, he did have 0 gym experience before. This was achieved in 7 months of training, but inconsistent training, because with work, with school, with all of that, we couldn't train those 7 months straight. There were times that we would be 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, sometimes almost a month. And this video that I sent here is 27 kgs. This is 27 kgs for 3, and this is 20 kgs, and this is 20 kgs that he did here. You can see way faster, way cleaner, and yeah, he did 30 kgs. His best was 30 kgs for 2 or 1, if I'm not wrong. But based on this video that I did 27 by 3, 30 by 2 is probably what he did. And this is to show you that it's not hard. You just have to be patient. And if you apply this thing that I shared, you can have a good progress. Since you are a beginner, I'm pretty sure that this system would work for you perfectly. And as I said before, this client of mine didn't have any practice before, any gym experience. It was his first time. He told me, I want to get stronger and build a better physique. And this is what he achieved. Yeah, this is what he achieved. As you can see here, more muscular, bigger arms, bigger shoulders, the chest, bigger traps, abs are popping off. He gained 5 kgs if I'm not wrong, and the body fat went down. So it was a good progress, and the focus was not even bodybuilding, it was just get stronger in the basics. We didn't do dips we just implemented later on. His focus on the push movements was the bench press. So that's what I wanted to share here. I think if you apply this, you can have a good progress. So if you want to learn the muscle up, get stronger with calisthenics, learn the strict lifting, you can schedule a call down below and see how I can help you. So see y'all in the next video.